sure many people in here have a Netflix account. Maybe your family, maybe you do. Netflix has changed the way forever that we consume our entertainment. And if you're not familiar with Netflix, it's essentially an online streaming service. It's cheaper than satellite or cable. You can watch whatever you want. It's on demand. That if you feel like watching a show at that time, you can probably hop on Netflix and they have it, and you can watch it there and then. And you can watch as much of it as you want for as long as you want. It really has only been in the age of Netflix and online streaming services that the term binge watching has kind of come in to our vocabulary. You can watch almost any movie you want on Netflix, and then between like Amazon Prime and Hulu and all the other ones, you can pretty much see any movie you want, old or new. TV shows, old or new. Any sort of documentary that exists, you can watch it however or whenever you want, wherever you want, as long as you want. This past week, I was talking with a parishioner, and they were telling me, and insightfully sharing that, while Netflix has changed everything and it has added a huge level of convenience to watching shows, we have lost something in the age of Netflix, in the age of online streaming services. We've lost something important, something significant, something good. Commercials. We've lost commercials. And this kind of blew my mind. I was like, what are you talking about? I hate commercials. I can remember, just what it was like watching TV with my family or watching TV by myself. And at the moment that you're kind of on the edge of your seat, or you're just kind of focusing in and you're getting into it, the commercial comes on. And I found it really annoying, frustrating. But he said, you're looking at it the wrong way. He said, think back on those times when you watched TV with your family. During commercial breaks, that's when you stopped doing something as an individual, namely watching TV. And you remembered that there were other people in the room with you, there, in the flesh. It was during commercial breaks that we interacted with one another. We've lost something good, something important, something significant in the age of online streaming services. Martha has lost that same thing in the gospel today. And it's not that what Martha is doing, serving, is not, it is significant, it is good, it is important. Our Lord does not condemn Martha for being burdened with serving and many anxieties. He never once tells Martha, sit down. Stop doing what you're doing. He doesn't do that. But he does say, look, what Mary is doing is the better part. And in fact, there's only need of one thing. Mary has chosen the better part. She has chosen the thing that is better, more significant, more important. Sitting before our Lord, prayerfully interacting with our Lord, fervently consuming our Lord's word, his teaching, his grace. That is the more important, the better, the more significant thing. And I worry in that regard for our parishes. I've been worrying about that for some months, honestly. We are very busy parishes. And especially considering the fact of how many people are actually engaged and really kind of diving in to the life of St. Gabriel and St. Bridget parishes, in comparison to the amount of work that we actually do, the amount of ministry that we actually do, the amount of events that we actually do, it is a very low number. And it is an enormous burden and an enormous amount of work on so many of those engaged parishioners. You can see it, that frustration, that anxiety on their faces. We're very busy parishes, and that's not to mention the busyness that you all have going on in your own personal lives. But think about it, in our parish's life, for the last several months, we've been capital campaigning. We've been focusing on, for the last year, trying to implement this 5-year pastoral plan, getting it to take off. And yes, we've had a little bit of a break here in summer, but now we're on to Fair Week. This week is Union County Fair Week. Next week is Fayette County Fair Week. Then we have Oktoberfest. Then we have Fall Festival. And then by the end of that, we're turning our focus at that point onto preparing well for Christmas. There's a lot of work that has been done. There's a lot of work yet to do. But if we want that work to bear fruit, if we want to enhance that work, we have to choose the better part and do the more important thing, the more significant thing, the better thing, making sure that we are taking those all-important commercial breaks and sitting before our Lord at His feet, consuming His word and His teaching, consuming His grace, and allowing His presence to overwhelm us and enter into us. And with that, something our Beacon of Hope, the 5-year pastoral plan, the Beacon of Hope coaches and I are announcing this weekend that we are, as parishes, going to take significant time, important time, to do exactly that. Not so much to work, but to sit before our Lord. This weekend, I announced that we're going to do a parish mission. We're going to bring in a speaker, a layman, a very qualified, very Catholic man to come and talk to us on the theme of discipleship and conversion. And it will be 3 evenings in November. November 17, November 18, and November 19. Please block out those evenings. I don't care if there's sports, I don't care what's going on, be here. That is the better part. There will always be work, there will always be serving, there will always be things to do. But Mary has chosen the better part. Our Lord says that verbatim, and we need that time if we are going to allow our work to bear the fruit that it is supposed to bear. Whether it be our parish's work, our personal work, our family work, we need that time to sit before our Lord and consume what He wants to give us. Ask yourself this question: Are we better off in the age of Netflix? Yeah, we're saving money, things are more convenient, but we have lost those all-important commercial breaks. We have lost those opportunities, even in the midst of watching television, to interact with one another. Are we better off because of that? Let's make sure that our calendars, our work, our anxieties, our burdens do not prevent us from engaging in the most important, the most significant, the best work of all, prayerfully interacting with our Lord and consuming all that He has to give us.